Today is March 13th, 2024. It is 6:30 p.m. and I'd like to call to order the Brisbane Park and Recs Commission meeting. First order of business is roll call.
Roll call. Considering your request of a commissioner to attend the meeting remotely under the emergency circumstances of AB 2449, we don't have any tonight, so we'll just proceed with our regular roll call, starting with Chairperson Kern.
Present.
Commissioner Davis.
Present.
Commissioner Greenlee.
Present.
Commissioner Sewell.
Present.
Thank you.
Next item of business is the adoption of the agenda. Do we have any deletions, additions, or changes to tonight's agenda? Okay, can I have a commissioner make a motion?
I move that we adopt the agenda. I second.
Okay. Adopting tonight's agenda, we'll do our roll call. Chairperson Kern.
Aye.
Commissioner Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Greenlee.
Aye.
Commissioner Sewell.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item of business is the approval of our prior meeting minutes from February 14th, 2024. They were in your board package for your review. If there's no questions or problems with the minutes, can I get someone to make a motion to approve them?
I move that we approve the minutes.
We both did.
Oh,
Trudy, I'm sorry, you weren't at the last meeting, so you'll have to abstain.
oh, okay.
I'll
second.
Okay, so we'll go with Tom and Lisa. Perfect. Alrighty, let's see. So approving the meeting minutes from Valentine's Day. Chairperson Kern.
Aye.
Commissioner Greenlee.
Aye.
Commissioner Sewell.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item of business is citizen communications. Do we have any tonight?
We do not.
Okay, moving right through the agenda. The much anticipated presentation by our Youth Advisory Committee. You guys are up.
Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm excited to introduce our wonderful teen volunteers and advisory members. We'll let them each introduce themselves and then go on with the thing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sebastian. I'm in 10th grade, and I've been serving on YAC for around 2.5 years.
Hi, my name is Siobhan. I'm in 8th grade, and I've been on YAC for 2 years.
Hello, my name is Andy. I'm in 11th grade, and I've been a part of YAC for more than 4 years.
Hi, I'm Avni. I'm in 9th grade, and I've been in YAC for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Stasha. I'm in 12th grade, and I've been in YAC for 3 years.
Hi, I'm Samina. I'm in 10th grade, and I've been in YAC for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Orion Nyam, the Associate Representative. I'm in 9th grade, and this is my second year of YAC.
Hi, my name is Sagar Rajan. I've been on YAC for 7 years now. I'm a 12th grader, and I'm the current president of YAC.
Hi, my name is Ilarian. I'm a current senior. I've been in YAC for 3 years now, and I'm the vice president.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlotte. I've been on YAC for 3 years also, and I'm the secretary. Okay, so I'm going to talk about like what YAC is and why we think it's important. So basically the YAC stands for, as the title suggests, Youth Advisory Committee, and also as the name suggests, we are supposed to come together to advise and talk about like youth issues. So we have monthly meetings, which I think Avani is going to talk about, but we talk about like things that are happening in Brisbane that pertain to the youth, what like our teen perspective on it is, like how we as teens feel like we can improve Brisbane, or like initiatives that we should take, or like overall just like helping Brisbane through the teen lens. And I think all of us, this is important to all of us, and we think it's important because it's like an opportunity to be civically engaged in like a unique way, because I think like in like access to local government on this scale is like not often available for people unless they like take initiative, and that's what this is. And it's like an opportunity to be like up and close to local government, like meetings like this, for example. So yeah. So once a month we meet to discuss new events and upcoming events. We also use these meetings to reflect on past events and how they benefited our community. We recruit new members and host the interviews in August, and our events go from September through May.
This year we decided to accept more members and split Yak into two groups, the executive group and the associate group.
And for the executive group, they are required to attend 80% of the meetings and also are required to present at public meetings such as these. And at the executive board, we basically attend also monthly meetings, but as well as that, we also provide input for future events.
Okay, so this was the garden show, which was an opportunity for like Brisbane community members. Oh, Chairperson, Commissioner Green, Lisa, you were there. Okay, well, anyway, so we thought that it was important because it was like an opportunity for Brisbane community members to like be involved and like show what they're doing to the community as a whole. And what we did is we helped with setting up, which is something that we often do because it's like, oh, we're pitching in. And then me and Avani ended up judging, which was one, really cool to see how everybody was like involved and yeah, and also two, to like be involved with this event, like choosing like the winners and stuff. And three, it was really delicious because there were really yummy jams, and it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. So yeah, I think overall it's like a cool opportunity to like see people, see the Brisbane community like come out and then also be able to help on a more like intensive level.
Yeah.
So our second event that we attended was the Sierra Point Yacht Club Regatta, which was an annual event hosted by the club near the marina. We basically brought the community together through activities, games such as beanbag toss, and also food and live music. We had the opportunity to participate in a fun boat building competition in which Yak got the opportunity to win second place for that. And this was actually Yak's first time attending. And we helped set up the tables, booths, and basically put together like this tables as well, yeah. And we were able to promote Brisbane Parks and Recs like events such as Day in the Park, which was our next event.
So, Day in the Park is a event we host annually and in which we you can win prizes, play various mini games, and also, in general, just everyone can have fun. And as Yak members, our job is to help set up the chairs and just the stands of the prizes and mini games, manage mini games, and other things like filling in spots when people are missing. So, for example, if people were missing on like a food booth or a food stand, our job as Yak members, is to fill in those spots and make sure those stands run properly. And the importance of this event and is very important to not only Brisbane, but to other cities like Pacifica, Daly City, or other nearby cities, is to just socialize with one another and to build more connectivity among us. And one of my favorite memories from Day in the Park is definitely the Derby. And this is one of my favorite memories because I enjoy watching the kids just building their own cars and using all their hard work and watching them succeed.
This year was our second year doing Halloween, which was a dog costume contest. Chairperson Kern won Best Pair for the second year in a row. We wanted to hold an event with dogs because we think it's like an underrated way to make connections around town. Brisbane's a really active community and there are constantly people walking their dogs around. I personally know of a couple people from Brisbane just because my dog is friends with their dog. This year I dressed my dog up as Spider-Man, which I thought was fun. And we chose to support PAWS again this year, which is an organization that supports dogs and like donates to animal shelters. And my favorite part about Halloween is just looking at all the cute dogs in their costumes and seeing people get creative with their dogs.
So another event we had was the Festival of Lights, and basically this event is dedicated towards celebrating the winter/holiday season. We have activities like photo booths, Christmas or holiday caroling, and yeah, and all those other things. And we also passed out some treats, which was super cool. We got to hand out cookies, hot cocoa. We also got to hand out some apple cider, which was super fun. My personal favorite part about this event is definitely seeing the tree being lit up and the park just being decorated with all those like holiday themed decorations. I just thought it was such a beautiful way to connect the community, and just it's an amazing night together. So yeah.
So I think pretty arguably our best program or event is our Senior Tech Help. And so Senior Tech is a program that we created in the spring of 2023 to run the winter time then, where we had YAC members visit Brisbane Senior Center, the Sunshine Room, every Wednesday from 4 to about 5, sometimes it would go longer. And what would happen was these YAC members would go and we'd offer some help with technology for any questions that local Brisbane senior citizens had about, hey, how do I send an email, or how do I share this photo with my daughter? And so it was really nice, it was really cute, and we've done a lot of stuff from just sending emails to creating social media accounts to all the way to setting up some guy's computer. I mean, truth be told, we didn't actually create the computer or fix any major issues. All we had to do was turn it on and turn it back off. But we still count it. And Senior Tech has gone beyond just Brisbane's YAC and the Brisbane community. Other YACs have actually taken the idea and implemented it in their own cities. So Pacifica, for example, has started their own Senior Tech program, and I'm sure other YACs in other cities will catch on soon. And truth be told, the most meaningful part about Senior Tech isn't the problem solved or the recognition we get and the thank yous from the senior citizens, but it's the opportunity that we create to have a conversation and a friendship forum from the two opposite groups in Brisbane, with our youth and our senior citizens, who are often seen at the opposite sides. And so it's a really cool event, and I'm very proud for having it at YAC, and hopefully we can continue it.
Me too.
Another event that we've been having this is our second year having it, is the middle school dances. The middle school dances are particularly beneficial to teens, and I personally love the dances myself. And the dances are a good way for kids in Brisbane, or whether even it's outside of Brisbane, to make connections with each other, or even just like for a fun hangout, in my opinion. I love like the lively music, and the decorations are really nice, in my opinion. And we have some fun games there as well. And overall, it's just a really fun experience. You can dress up for it, and it's honestly just really fun.
The other program that we started this past year is Teen Nights and Movie Nights. The first movie night that we held was around this past Halloween. We gave out free popcorn, and it was a great event for the youth of Brisbane to socialize with each other. Similarly, we also started Teen Nights, which are a lot more frequent. We hold Super Smash Bros. Competitions where the prizes are like gift cards. It's another great event for youths to socialize with each other. Particularly teenagers.
We also worked with Nicole and Julie to do an interview and resume workshop. At this workshop, they gave a presentation as well as a list of questions on what to expect during an interview and how to better your resume. They just helped teens prepare for what to look forward to. This was really beneficial to teens like me, because I attended the workshop, and a lot of job opportunities are going to come up during the summer, and so it's good to just know what to look out for and how to better present yourself. Thank you.
Before I say this, I also forgot to mention that we're having another movie night this Friday at 7 p.m. at Mission Blue. So the YAC socials are exactly what they sound like. They're an opportunity for us to interact with other YACs from around the Bay Area. The primary purpose of them is that interaction and the social aspect, but we also do plan for YAC Attack, which is another event that we just had. YAC Attack is largely consistent of workshops that help prepare the members of YACs for adulthood. There are things like addressing burnout and mental health, as well as building your resume and interview skills. At this past Yak Attack, we had, I guess, the honor of having David Canepa, the county supervisor, and he answered several questions from the audience about what our role is with local government. And yeah, these sorts of things are really important for spreading different ideas about how to better cities. Things like that are why other towns have adopted the senior tech help type thing. So it's really helpful. A lot of people have very different ideas on how to help towns, and it's a good way of hearing about all of them.
Hello. And some other things that we have coming up in the future that we are involved in or just want to promote are the Sam Trans is promoting their Summer Youth Pass, which is coming in late May or early June at the skate park, and the deadline to purchase a Summer Youth Pass is July 15th. Also, this past fall, we have offered tutoring with the BES after-school program. We've helped the young students with their homework or any school-related issues that they might have. And if they didn't have any homework or finished early, we would help them and interact with them, be a big brother, big sister role that they might not have. And we would do like crossword puzzles and other fun and constructive activities. And lastly, May is Mental Health Month, so we just want to let everyone know to keep their eyes open for events, services, resources, and activities that may come that will better the mental health of Brisbane. Thank you.
Right. So while we've been able to do quite a bit this past 23-24 school year, and oftentimes you see us associated with YAC as the forefront, as, oh, the youth is helping out. A lot of the behind-the-scenes work and a lot of the stuff that goes on with planning these meetings and attending them and getting everything set up is all done by Sarah. So we really wouldn't be able to do anything without her help and support. And so just a quick round of applause for Sarah and everything she does for YAC. That's about our presentation for what we've been able to do. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions on what we can add for the next school year, we're all open ears.
Well, I think you guys deserve a round of applause.
Yeah.
You guys should be very proud of yourself. I said this before. I love interacting with you guys. You guys are so put together, and I like the way you all work together, and I think it's pretty amazing. Any other comments?
I just really appreciate all of your help that you guys have done, especially with some of the events that we come up with. It's really great to draw from the well of talent and knowledge and just energy that you guys bring to any event that you come to. It's a lot of fun to work with you, especially in the Park and Rec area. But I also appreciate just your ideas coming at you guys have really done your homework of coming up with good ideas where you fit into making Brisbane a better place for everybody, not just you. You're not just working for you, you're actually working for the community. And I think that in the future, I hope that you guys remember that every city needs active participating citizens and to stay involved. After you guys go off to college, just remember your time that you were here and that there's so much that you can add at whatever level you are in your lives.
I think you guys really dig in with the senior help with tech, and that's goes way beyond helping clean up tables and chairs. I'm just wondering if there's anything else like that you could really use your energy and knowledge that you'd want to dig in on, more so than what you're able to now. Any other ideas?
Yeah, so something that we have in our coming up and something that we've been really passionate about getting is making public transport more accessible in Brisbane for youth, especially for youth. Alarian has been trying to work with Sam Trans to see if we can get more stops in Brisbane, or having a youth pass at school year allowed for everyone and getting more youth to sign up for those passes. Just because Brisbane is a little secluded and it's sometimes hard to walk up and down the mountain, but having more emphasis on public transportation for youth, for getting to our high schools or getting around the city and the local Bay Area has been something that we've been really focused on for the coming weeks. And on a wider scale, to get more Brisbane involved, Alarian has also been helping out with trying to see if we can have a day where we close down one of the main roads in Brisbane, invite all restaurants out to come out and eat and kind of celebrate. And so, these community-based events that we remember having as children where we had a lot of fun at we're trying to see those just come up more and more and include even more of them. And so that's kind of been our goal, and that'll be the focus for the next year.
I had one question. Why did you split up the executive? Why did you add more, and why? Where did that come from, splitting up and adding more?
Great question. So YAC is actually structured that in the entire Bay Area has to be 15 plus or 13 plus, typically only high schoolers. So San Jose and the bigger cities, when they construct their YACs, they do only high school students, and they say 10th onwards, or 10th, 11th, 12th with a 2-year term limit. I've been here 7 years, so if I was there, I'd be way done. But when I first joined, Brisbane was so small and our YAC was so small that we had said, hey, we'll take anyone that's in middle school that really wants to be involved. And so I remember that was a great opportunity for me. I was in middle school and I was able to help out at the middle school dances and contribute and give my ideas. And so that was our thought process, was since we don't have a high school in Brisbane, our local youth age group is really our middle schoolers at Littman or Brisbane Middle School now. And so with the associate board, we're giving them another opportunity to kind of have their voices heard and have their input contributed into YAC. And so since we can't technically have them as an executive board member, they still share their input, they still share their voice. Orion's role is, Orion represents the associate board. He comes to all executive meetings, he votes on behalf of the associate board, and he shares their ideas and beliefs. And so what it does is it gives more Brisbane citizens a voice when really we technically shouldn't have it, but that's what it does. That was a creation.
Great use of loopholes.
Yeah.
So organized. Wow.
Well, also, I wanted to say about the public transportation, that's a really great idea for the youth, but it's also a great idea for everyone in Brisbane. I mean, there are a lot of people in town who would really appreciate more access to any bus routes or however they can get around. I mean, that's even beyond you, and I really appreciate you putting forward stuff like that.
Did the tech support get spread through the YAC attack? Is that how the knowledge was spread?
No, I think it was maybe a YAC social. One of the YAC socials where we had to share out what was our main thing, our main go-to event. And San Jose had some crazy new thing that they were doing in all schools and a mandatory schooling program. And so we shared out, we had senior tech, and everyone thought it was a cool idea. And they're like, okay, so you guys are really just helping out seniors and you're volunteering. And a lot of other bigger cities want to take advantage of, even San Jose. So,
wow.
Which is fantastic. Very cool. Very, very cool. Hey, so the picture here, and it was the first time I've seen the picture, was in the slide, was the resume and interviewing workshop. It was that well attended? I didn't.
We also had the opportunity to speak at YAC Attack. So that particular picture was showing Julie and my group. We had about 23 teens that were in the room. So the one that we did in Brisbane was still about 6, I believe, and that was 16 to 21-year-olds. YAC Attack was more 7th to 12th grade.
Okay.
But yes, that picture was representative of YAC Attack, which we appreciate that Brisbane YAC asked us to be there on behalf of Brisbane, which is very
amazing.
sweet.
You guys are so inclusive too, organized, inclusive, everything.
Get the kids in.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to join.
Else? You guys, thanks for coming out tonight. You did an awesome job with your presentation.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Just before we finish, we want to get a photo, and I also want to just throw in the Leader in Training summer program. So the application for that did open this past Monday, and they will be open through April 26th. And they're basically our way of kind of having the middle school age, early high school volunteer throughout the summer as they kind of learn job skills. So we also have them apply and interview, and they learn from our rec leaders how to work with childcare and other lots of fun summer camp things.
Thanks, Sarah.
Photo time. Yeah, can you guys?
Commissioners, we're going to have you stand up, and then we'll have the YAC just group together below you.
Pictures, please.
Oh boy, Tom, should I stand next to you?
Yeah, I need to look taller.
Come over here, Tom.
Okay,
You'll
we'll
look
need
tall
Lisa
next
to
to me.
move a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll have a couple that need to come to the front because we're not gonna do it panoramic style. So a couple in the front. Yep, yep.
Good
Squeeze in.
director.
There you go.
I am standing up.
Squeeze in here.
Okay, Lisa and Trudy, if you can scoot over this way. Lisa, you're perfect. Okay, great. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get closer.
Oh, God.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Great.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I'd be more my
Oh,
high
you
heels.
were your high heels.
Great stuff. That's fun. That's part of it.
I know. I love those guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Okay, moving on with the agenda. We're going to top that off with the master fee schedule review.
It's tough to follow. I can't imagine why they didn't want to stay.
Tell them to come back.
Everybody just left the room.
They They need to come back and help.
Thank you for including this in the package, Noreen.
Yep.
I went through it. I feel like we literally just did this.
Yeah.
We did last year.
Yeah,
Didn't we just
we
do
just did this. So I guess that begs the question, are you just looking for us just to have some general conversation on this tonight? I mean, I don't think there's any sort of deep review we need to do.
So this is something that we bring to you each year on an annual basis prior to the council adoption of the annual budget. This is the first time you're seeing it this year. Last year, we kind of did a deep dive into our fees and did some comparative analysis. So I know we're missing a few commissioners tonight, which leads me to believe we probably don't want to make any formal recommendations until the full commission's had an opportunity to review and weigh in. But I'm happy to go through it, answer any questions you may have, and then if you would like staff to do any additional research based on specific fees and bring that back to you to our next meeting, we can do that as well. So just for a reminder, the fees that you reviewed and requested council to modify and approve last year included things like increases to summer camp fees, increases to pool parties, increases to facility rentals and picnic rentals. So those are the fees that we increased last year with council's approval, but happy to look at any of them again or consider revisions to any other fees that are within the master fee schedule.
Through Frank. What's not working? What can we improve on that you guys know more than we do as far as what's working, what's not? And then I have a question because I think I advocated for the alcohol fee. How did that work out? Did it help reduce trash and police presence?
So we did add the alcohol surcharge fee for indoor rentals.
Yep.
So that's applied to any rentals beyond 100 people. So we've been charging that since council adopted it last year. I
mean, honestly, I don't think it's had much of a drastic impact other than tacking on that fee. And, you know, for those parties that the fee applies to, there hasn't been a big fuss about it.
And that's specific to indoor facilities, right? Yeah, and that fee was specific to indoor facilities, so it's not,
Right.
it doesn't apply to like picnic rentals.
Yeah.
But we did add the refundable deposit to picnic rentals, and that was an attempt to mitigate some of the issues that we were experiencing with people trashing the park after their rentals. And I think, I mean, Jovi can weigh in too, but I think the number of complaints has significantly been reduced. We're not hearing as frequently from our park maintenance team that there are significant ongoing issues out there. So we continue to monitor that situation, but whether it's a result of the refundable deposit or people just being more responsible stewards of the public facilities, I couldn't tell you, but ultimately we have seen an improvement in the frequency of trashing of the park.
Yeah, I think that a refundable deposit makes an
Mhm.
impression. I really
Mhm.
do. If you're going to get money back, if you know. Plus, I don't imagine there are too many scofflaws of that law. I mean, how many times have people not gotten their deposit back?
I want to say maybe it was just the one time.
Yeah.
Just once.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, you know, when folks are incentivized that they'll get their money back, then the pictures will come in of a clean picnic area.
Yeah.
So there haven't been any issues with that.
Yeah.
Good. I think that's
Yeah.
good to know. We had
Yeah.
a real problem, and now this seems to get better.
In the supply and demand part of it, is there anything where we're getting more, more demand and we could raise rates because of how impacted we are, like the pool during the summer? Did we learn anything there?
Well, I'll start, but Jovi can add if he wants to, because he's the one who processes the picnic rentals. But during the pandemic and post-pandemic, our picnic rentals have skyrocketed. The demand for outdoor space, community gathering space, has really been more significant since the pandemic than it was prior. So Jovi sends out the weekend calendar to like our police department team that are on duty and our facility maintenance, park maintenance team. And during kind of peak prime weather season, every weekend we're pretty maxed out there. So people are definitely utilizing the space more frequently than they were before. So.
A lot of turnaways?
Yeah.
Like a lot of turnaways, like we're full. Like
We're booked.
Yeah. I mean, not. I mean, it depends on the time of year.
Yeah.
Definitely during the winter, it's pretty dead out there. But I'm sorry. But in terms of summer, when I get a summer weekend request, a lot of the time I'll say it's already been taken. Yeah.
So the demand is there.
The demand is there.
How many spaces do we have available in the general park?
We have 3 areas that are rentable, and then we have the 4th area, picnic area towards the back that is just first come, first serve.
And then we have the gazebo,
And the
as
gazebo.
well.
Oh, wow.
And not Firth.
No.
Not for.
First come, first serve.
And I guess I will say, I mean, I don't think it's largely dependent on what the pricing is. The picnic areas will get booked.
No matter
Either
what.
way. Yeah.
Okay. Something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I walk my dog very frequently in Community Park, and she will eat anything she can get her hands on. And I can tell you that there has been an improvement, because I'll be like, oh, there goes a gummy bear, there goes a Frito, whatever it might be. And so it is much cleaner. So. Okay, well, I personally don't have any recommendations on the fee schedule, unless staff was to say, maybe the commission should take a look at XYZ within the fee schedule, or you feel like we're not properly benchmarked, but you just went through a benchmarking exercise within the last year. So
No backlash on any of our increases.
No, we didn't receive any backlash. And I think when you look at something like summer camps, what we charge comparatively to our neighboring agencies, we're still very low.
we're still,
Yes.
we're still extremely affordable
Yeah, I think
in comparison.
most of our weeks of summer camp are already booked, and the majority of them by day 2 they were 90% capacity booked by the second day of registration.
Gosh.
So,
And that's all residents?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because we allow a 2-week grace period between resident and non-resident registration.
Wow.
So,
Well, I was wondering, Frank, when do you think, is there a time for the next bump, or do we just take it year by year? I mean, meaning would you wait another?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
Yeah, your opinion.
My opinion is the staff just went through a benchmarking exercise. We already,
Right.
we did that. We've got all that information now. Maybe we wait another year and do another benchmarking another
Okay.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
My opinion, that's my opinion.
No, no.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I was just wondering if, what the, like, could it be 5 years? What seems to make sense?
I
But
think
every
we should
2
wait
years?
I think we should wait for everybody to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly continue the conversation at our next meeting when we have the full commission.
I don't think you guys need to do any extra work as a result of this meeting.
All right, I hear you. All right, so we'll keep this on our agenda for next month's meeting, and you guys can make a formal recommendation to council from there or not.
Okay, sounds good. Is this something we're going to discuss in the workshop next week or no?
Not intentionally, but any fees that you wish to modify or take action on would need to be done at a regular
At a
commission
regular
meeting. Yes.
Got it. Okay. So we'll table that for now. We'll move that agenda item forward. I guess moving on to new business, if there's no further questions or comments on that, is the role of commissioners in the Park and Recreation Advocacy. In your package, there was an attachment that I guess is like the charter of the Park and Recs Commission. I guess you could call it the charter.
Yeah.
Did you want to discuss this tonight, or is this just something for commissioners to have in their back pocket that we might want to bring up in our workshop next week, or is there anything we need to do specifically with this?
Yeah, I'm just going to read a couple excerpts from the staff report if anybody's listening at home and hasn't had an opportunity to, but I think the intent tonight, you guys chose to agendize this as part of kind of the goal setting for the year and to have a broader conversation. What happened? To have a broader conversation about what advocacy looks like from the commissioner's perspective.
Got it.
So, yeah, I mean, I think this is part of an ongoing conversation, and it relays back to everything that you do as a commission. But whether or not there was an intent to be more intentional about how it is commissioners advocate for parks and recreation in our community. So I'll just give some highlights and then open up the floor to the commission if you want to discuss further. So you, as Frank mentioned, you have kind of the general rules and regulations for commissioners and expectations. But essentially throughout that document kind of weaves in the responsibility in terms of advocacy for parks and recreation programs, facilities, events, and services. Parks and recreation facilities are public assets that offer spaces for activity, interaction, and enrichment. By championing these resources, commissioners play a vital role in promoting public health and well-being, enhancing the overall quality of life for residents, preserving green spaces, and ensuring equitable access to recreational opportunities for all members of our community. Some of the things that we've discussed before that kind of pertain to advocacy are collaborating with community stakeholders, whether that be residents or business partners, nonprofit organizations, council liaisoning to council members, advocating for recreation-related policies, prioritizing existing needs and potential enhancements of the current parks and recreation system of open space parks and facilities, public outreach efforts and improving visibility of our programs and services to create community awareness, highlighting the benefits of parks and recreation, remaining informed and knowledgeable about trends, and supporting the efforts of Parks and Recreation Department staff. So I feel personally you guys really do a really great job of weaving this into all the other things that you do throughout the course of the year, whether it be something like the garden show or attendance at special events or helping to promote and create awareness of programs and services throughout the community. But this was just an opportunity for you to talk as a group about whether there's anything else in addition to your kind of average responsibilities that you might want to consider for the remainder of the year.
Well, I have one issue. When something comes up that would directly affect the Park and Rec department, especially within our budget, that is on the agenda of the city council, I would really like to be forewarned that that stuff is coming up, because a lot of times I will not know
Yeah.
that something very important is coming up on city council, and then surprise, it happened and no one was here to advocate.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was the only one, and then that looks bad if it's just one person. I think
Agreed.
I think I would really like to be forewarned of pretty much anything that has to do with our facilities, maybe our fee structures. I mean, the whole range of things, because they do pop up.
Yeah.
And they're on agendas, but we don't get them. And I would like to be forewarned. I'd like to be somehow, I don't know how that would work. How,
Yeah.
how
I
do you
mean, we could, that's something that we could absolutely do.
see- okay.
Not a
Can I,
problem.
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
can I layer onto that? Because
Yes.
that was one of mine. I think with the art commission, the city council, and our group, because of the budgets, and there's a lot of ideas floating around for park and rec and art and the city council and maintenance.
Mhm.
You know, we're talking a lot more, but we're not together. So it'd be great to get together more often and talk about these things and plan for them. Like if there's a fence that needs to be built, maybe it could be an artful fence, right? It seems like there's a lot more of that discussion going on than ever before. So that would layer on to communication with city council and other departments, other subcommittees.
It could just be email, you know?
Yep.
Did you have another thought? Lisa, I stepped on you there.
Oh, no. I mean, I think, I'm just thinking in the future, but I can think in the past when things felt like we were missing in the conversation. And I want to make sure that we're informed. If we don't show up, that's fine. But if we, but to have the knowledge, oh, hey, this is coming up, then I think that would really help us advocate better for what we try to do. Yeah.
We would welcome that support.
You know, the yak inspired me to think of something tonight about it, is this yak attack or these yak socials. How come we're not socializing with other, it'd be great to do a social with other communities. you know?
We've done that.
All right.
We've had commissioner kind of workshops through San Mateo County.
Yeah, I went to one.
You went to one. Renee went to one. So we've offered them.
It was fun. It was
There's
great.
a group of park and rec directors and administrators in San Mateo County. We meet every other month. And so we've held that commissioner workshop like every 3 years or so. It's kind of a heavy lift. It's hard to get people there. But I can certainly, you will know when the next one is held, because I will strongly encourage you to attend and participate. And I think Lisa can attest to it being a very positive experience and an opportunity to talk with commissioners in other cities and kind of share some of the challenges and lessons learned. So
We should host.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
What also was great, and maybe we could do a smaller version of just our local towns, you know? Because what I found when I was at that larger meeting was that connecting with people like in South City on there and saying, oh, how did you do that? And they're like, oh, well, here's my card. Call me. We'll get together and talk about it. So even if we could just connect with like Daly City, South City, you know, maybe Pacifica. I mean, some of our really close neighbors, and do a small thing like that, just so we can share information and share contacts.
Yep. Bordering neighbors or smaller populations.
Yeah.
Because I get some of my information from a woman who gets her hair done the same place I do in South City, so we've been exchanging ideas. Even about concerts in the parks. She says, oh, you heard of this band? And no, you know, call this person. So that would be good if we could just sit down and talk to other people, you know?
Okay. We'll see what we can do, but I think that's a great idea.
Yak.
Yep. Question here on the second to last bullet, remaining informed and knowledgeable in trends within the field of Parks and Recreation. So I have signed up and subscribed for emails anywhere I've got like a family member or a friend throughout the country, and I've signed up and subscribed for like local email distribution. I have to tell you that I think we're doing a lot more here in Brisbane than a lot of other places are doing. But do you guys have any recommendations on a somewhat easy way where we could just stay abreast of like what's going on out there, and any sort of associations you work with?
So staff just attended the annual California Parks and Recreation Society conference in Palm Springs a couple weeks ago. They do kind of have their own branch for commissioners, and I believe we budget for commissioner memberships, or we have somewhat of an allocation in our budget for that. So if there was an interest in you guys having access to that membership or engaging with that kind of commissioner cohort, we can certainly look into getting you registered and identifying opportunities that may exist within that group.
That was not a scripted question, and it seemed like a scripted response. I was like, wow. Well done, Noreen.
Yeah. Oh, and National Rec and Park Association, NRPA, is another organization that may have, we can look into it, but they may have their own kind of branch of organization for commissioners specifically.
Great.
Yeah.
Because we need more ideas. Just kidding.
Any other discussion on this? Okay, well, maybe we just keep this document, keep this content front of mind. We have our workshop on, it's Tuesday, right? Tuesday of next
Yes.
week? On Tuesday of next week. And so if you have any ideas on this front, we can definitely talk about it in the workshop as well. Okay. Anything else from staff on this? Okay. Okay, moving on to reports. First up is the chairperson report. I do not have anything specific tonight. And then next, moving on to subcommittees. The first subcommittee is concerts in the park. They had a meeting on, oh no, that's not correct. It's the old
We didn't have
notes.
any. We didn't have any subcommittee meetings between our last regular monthly meeting.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think that was partially intentional because there was a desire to wait until after the workshop.
Got it, okay.
So,
So no update from the subcommittees.
nope.
Any specific commissioner reports?
Feeling good over here.
I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on to staff.
Do you want me to do the first few?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, so speaking to Lisa's point about items that are going to city council, we have the Concerts in the Park fundraising plan that will go to city council on the 21st. That's just a ongoing obligation that we present what our fundraising plan is to city council before we go and solicit companies and donors to support the concert series. So usually that item is included under consent for council's approval, and they usually just approve because our approach to fundraising is traditionally consistent year after year. So that's happening on the 21st of this month, and very excited. I know Nicole sent an email, but I'll announce publicly that the playground resurfacing project is complete after 4 years of hustling to get it done, but it looks beautiful out there, and I think residents are really enjoying kind of the fresh look and feel of the space. So excited to share that.
You didn't say there was going to be stars.
They're stars.
They're stars.
Yeah. There were stars in the original, so we felt it is important to preserve the City of Stars feel. Yes.
I love it. I love the new surface. I work out on it. Tampa's very happy about it. But I'm not so happy about the wall with no stars on it and how it kind of looks beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a potential space for the Arts Commission to do like a mosaic or something like that? Or is that just going to be like that until we figure out what's going to happen? Or are there plans for that?
So that's really in Caroline Chung's lap at this point,
Okay.
the assistant to the city manager. And I know she was working on a solution. She did speak to the Public Art Advisory Committee originally about whether or not they would entertain funding artfully designed commemorative wall to acknowledge the donors, and there didn't seem to be a majority of an appetite amongst the committee for something like that. But I don't think Caroline has a solution in place just yet for what's going to happen. I know the first step was getting the donor stars off, and then the second step was kind of removing the epoxy and pressure washing it to at least get it looking in better condition and not so piecemealed, kind of torn apart, until the city could determine what they wanted to do
So that's
long-term
still-
with that space.
So that's still just a long-term, okay.
Yeah.
Because, I think we could do something fun there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thanks.
And hats off to Caroline for being out in the sun all day
Yeah.
taking those down. And
She had a
res-
handful of other city
Oh my
staff
gosh.
helping, I think, too, but
she was
yes.
out there all day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, we had, last weekend, we had our baseball opening day for our Little League teams. So we had the Brisbane Churros, the Expos, and the Blue Bears T-ball. So they were all out there at opening day looking adorable and excited to kick off the season. So baseball is in full swing in Brisbane.
Was it rainy?
No,
Oh,
no, it was
good.
beautifully
Oh,
sunny.
great,
Yes. So, and then I just wanted to, you heard earlier about Julie and Nicole's presentation on the resume and interviewing with confidence workshop. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Julie, even though she's not here tonight, but to Julie and Nicole for all her hard work to make that happen. So go ahead.
All right, and then our remaining events that we have on deck is the teen comedy movie night at Mission Blue on Friday, the Mermaid and Pirate pool party next Saturday, and that is, I believe, 1 to 3 p.m. and just requires the daily entrance fee. And we'll have some games. We're going to have the inflatable volleyball net that we have, and it should be fun. Habitat Restoration Day is on the 20th, and then there is a brand new added Parents Night Out event on April 20th as well. That is going to be the same night as the BES Best PTO event, the Spring Fling. So we will be adding on an additional Parents Night Out for that evening. That's it.
That's smart, yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Excuse me. Moving on to commission matters. Do we have any written communications tonight?
We don't.
Okay, that brings us to the end of tonight's agenda. I think we can adjourn the meeting March 13th at 7:22 p.m.